Are you thinking about moving to the Denver, Colorado area and wondering what are the not so glamorous things about living in Denver? Well, today I'm going to dive into living in Denver, Colorado and the 5 things, in my opinion, that are the worst things about living in this otherwise amazing area. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. I'm Kathy Hansen, a local area realtor, and I'm also a suburban mom. And before we get started, please hit that subscribe button below. That way you'll be notified when I post other videos and content about living in the Denver metro area. Now let's get into it. So the first thing is the altitude. Now, people moving here from out of the area or from lower elevations, well, altitude and the altitude sickness that sometimes comes along with it is no joke. Denver is called the Mile High City for a reason. So Denver sits at 5,280 feet. And 5,280 feet is a mile long, which is why we're known as the Mile High City. While we do have the breathtaking views and clean air, the altitude can pose a problem to some people. And adjusting to the altitude, well, that takes time too. So altitude sickness, some people come to the Denver area and they feel fatigue or shortness of breath, or they get headaches. Those are all symptoms of altitude sickness. And there's few things that you can do to combat altitude sickness. So whether you're moving here from out of the state and you need to get used to it, keep these things in mind. Or if you're just here visiting for a weekend or a week, you've also got to do these things as well. And the first thing is drink lots of water. And I mean lots of water. Drink double what you normally drink. And oxygen. Oxygen is really good for altitude sickness and those altitude headaches. Now you can get like shots of oxygen from like Dick's Sporting Goods or any of the sporting goods places where they come in like a canister can. If it gets really bad, you can visit one of the oxygen bars. Oxygen definitely helps combat altitude sickness. And keep in mind, our high altitude can affect physical performance when you're doing physical activities, such as hiking and biking and running and things like that. It's going to be a little more difficult here in the Denver metro area until you get used to it than it is in lower level elevations. So while we're talking about high, the second thing is marijuana. Now, some people think it's good, some people think it's bad. Whatever camp or whatever side you're on, I just want to make sure I include it here so that you have all of the information. So yes, marijuana is legal here in Colorado. We were one of the first states to legalize it. Now, it is not as bad as what people think. No, we don't have a bunch of stoned people walking around the city of Denver. It's just not like that. Most people are very respectful about it, and it's not like in your face. Now, yes, you will occasionally see people smoking marijuana, or you'll get a whiff of it when you're out in public places, but that's not the norm. That's not very typical. And the other part about marijuana is the dispensaries. And so some jurisdictions in the metro area don't allow dispensaries at all. Some of them have some limits on how many they can have in their jurisdiction, or the areas that they put them in the jurisdiction, that type of thing. So if marijuana is not your thing, if you don't want to be around the dispensaries, if you don't want to live around that area, it's just something to keep in mind. The third thing is our growing population. Now, Denver's growing popularity has led to an influx of people, and they come here for our business environment. They come for the vibrant culture and life that we have here and the beauty that the Rocky Mountains bring. People come here for all different reasons, and no matter what the reasons are, they're coming, and they're coming in droves. And while this growth leads to diversity and economic growth, it also brings some hardships with it. Our area seems to just not be able to keep up infrastructure-wise with the growing population, because it can get congested at times, especially at traffic times. You will find traffic here in the Denver metro area. Now, it's not as bad as California or New York or Chicago. It's not traffic like that. But 10, 15 years ago, we didn't have traffic. That wasn't an issue here in the Denver metro area, and it is now. So it's just something to think about, that our growing population has some downfalls to it, such as trying to get a parking spot at your favorite hiking location. So many times you need to get there early these days, where before you could have gotten there anytime throughout the day. But now if you want a parking spot in the limited parking spots that are available next to the trailheads, you got to get there early. The fourth thing is our home prices. Bottom line, it's expensive here. There's no getting around it. Our rental rates are going up and our purchase prices are also going up. So in May of 2023, our average sales price in the Denver metro area was $682,000. And compare that with our national average of $436,000. You can see what I'm talking about here. It's just not cheap to live in the Denver metro area. It's a pretty awesome place to live. Word has gotten out, and because people are moving here, our growing population, well, that's raised our home prices. It is all a supply and demand issue. The last thing on my list is dirty cars. So Denver metro area is known for its unpredictable weather. It could be 80 degrees in the morning and have this awesome rainstorm that comes in with a moment's notice or no notice at all. And you could be in jacket and pants, even though you were in a swimsuit earlier that morning. And then obviously during our winter months when we get the snow. So both of these things, because our weather is so unpredictable, that our cars, well, they kind of remain dirty. And in our winter months, even when they plow the main roads, the side streets rarely get plowed. So when the main roads are dry and you go out and wash your car heading home from work, well, you're gonna drive into your neighborhood and chances are they are wet, they are mushy with snow, and your car's just gonna get dirty again. Or during the summer months, and you're going on these awesome hikes that we're also known for, well, a lot of the roads to get there or the parking lots are dirt roads. So your car is gonna be dirty in the summer months from those dirt roads or from the unpredictable rain that we get. And it's also gonna be dirty in the winter months because of all of the snow. So getting one of those monthly car wash memberships, well, they're not that expensive. They're fairly cheap and it's well worth it. Especially if you're a car guy or a car gal and you like to have a clean car, you're gonna be washing your car multiple times a week. And if having a clean car all of the time is your thing, well, honestly, Denver might not be the spot for you because we do have dirty cars here. It's just a part of living in the Denver metro area. So there you have it, the 5 things that suck about living in the Denver metro area. Now, in my opinion, they are not bad, but that's life. That's real life here, living in Denver. And they are just things that you need to know or plan for when you're moving to the Denver area from outside of the area. Now, all of my contact information is below in the details section and in the comments section. If I can help you make the Denver area your next home, I would love nothing more than to assist you with your real estate needs. In the meantime, if I can answer questions or be a resource to you, I have been a realtor here for 10 years. I've raised 3 kids here in the Denver metro area. I am happy to answer questions and be a resource to you. Now, if you liked this video, hit that like button below. If you want to see more of my videos, hit that subscribe button. Now, that's all I have for you today. So get out there and make today a great one, and I will see you on the next video.